What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nasha, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be revealing my top 10 greatest matches of 2019. I actually have my book here, in which this will date back from I think it's from Royal Rumble weekend all the way up until TLC. So without any further ado, let's get into it. So kicking off at number 10, I am actually going to go through this for a minute. I think at number 10 would have to be... I would have to say at number 10, definitely Charlotte Flair versus Trish Stratus in what was known as Trish's last match ever in WWE. Trish Stratus has had such an amazing career. She's had such an amazing, she has such amazing fans. And this match was the culmination of her career. And despite the loss, she did amazing in that match. And you guys know she did amazing in that match. So with that match, I think I gave that one 4 stars, I think. If I remember correctly. So coming in at number 9 actually comes from NXT UK, and it is the match between Rhea Ripley versus Toni Storm for the NXT UK Women's Championship. This marked Storm's very first title ever in WWE, and she took Rhea Ripley to the limit. However, she was out with an injury in late 2018 because of Rhea Ripley. I think it was to the small of the back, right in the lumbar area, that caused Storm to be on the injured reserve list for a while. But that match was so amazing. I was sick that day, guys. You guys know, if you guys watched that video, which you guys should, I was sick that day, and that was probably by far the worst video I ever made. But I had to make it because it was a video. But yeah, so I think I gave that match 5 stars. So coming in at number 8, actually comes from the Royal Rumble. Yes, from the Royal Rumble earlier this year. And it's the match between Ronda Rousey and Sasha Banks for the Raw Women's Championship. This was a really awesome match. It showed how much Ronda Rousey loves being champion, but it also shows how bitter Sasha Banks was. And if I'm going to be honest, from that match, if you look deep into Sasha's eyes, you knew right then and there she was going to turn heel at some point this year. The night after SummerSlam in Toronto, look what she did. She turned heel. That match was so good that match stole the entire show. And I think I gave that one 4 stars, I believe. But coming in at number 7 comes from NXT. And obviously, you gotta look into NXT TakeOver New York. Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano for the NXT Championship. 2 out of 3. Yeah, that was one hell of a match. I was on the edge of my seat. Literally the edge of my seat when I saw Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole just beat the holy hell out of each other at TakeOver New York. It was probably by far that match along with this next one, which is in the number 6 slot, stole the whole show. That match and this next one got 5 stars. Although too, Gargano did lose the title just a couple months later at TakeOver 25. I think this match definitely deserves the NXT Year-End Award for Match of the Year. So coming in at number 5. I think it's number 5. So coming in at number 5, or is it 6? I think it's number 6. I am so sorry, guys. I am like losing my mind. Okay, so number 10 was I think it's number 6 is number 6. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm like literally losing my mind. I don't know what the hell is wrong with me. Anyway, coming in at number 6 also comes from NXT TakeOver New York, and it's the battle between Walter and Pete Dunne for the WWE United Kingdom title as part of NXT UK. Now, the reason why I chose that match to be number 6 is because that match was an absolute nail biter. I mean, that I think I gave that match 4 stars only because of the fact that Pete Dunne made one mistake, and that was giving the leverage to Walter. You guys saw the closing moments of that match. Walter and Pete Dunne were on the top turnbuckle. Pete Dunne had a triangle on Walter, which allowed Walter to hit a power bomb from the top rope from the top rope onto the mat. Ooh, excuse me. And that actually allowed Walter to hit a splash, picking up the 1, 2, 3, thus ending Pete Dunne's historic reign. Anyway, guys, yeah, that was a really, really brutal match, and I mean that literally. That match was so brutal that, in my honest opinion, that match, it was so that little. You guys just saw. No words for that match. So coming in at number 5 actually comes from I want to say WrestleMania, maybe? Yes. This next match comes from WrestleMania, and it's the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match between the Usos, The Bar, Rusev and Nakamura, and of course Aleister Black and Ricochet. This was a really incredible matchup because obviously it was for the SmackDown tag team titles. I think the Usos were the Usos were the champions at the time. It was an incredible match. Just to give out some of the highlights for the match. Obviously, we all know how back and forth this was. It was incredible. Cesaro with just non-stop hitting Ricochet with a Cesaro swing, just literally going around and round and round and round and round and round. And Sheamus had hit Rusev, Shinsuke Nakamura, I think Jimmy Uso, and Aleister Black with 10 beats of the bell ring. It was incredible, and even the fans were into it. Like, bro, that was awesome. Although too, the Usos did win that match. This was by far one of the biggest matches on the card. So coming in at number 4. Actually, also too comes from WrestleMania, and it is the match between Batista and Triple H. Now we know that Batista is is going to get inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2020 on April 2nd, I believe. And this was an incredible match. Although, too, I will say though, Triple H ripping Batista's nose ring was by far the most disturbing thing I had ever seen. But it was awesome. I loved it. But then again, I grew up watching these two. But I grew up watching Batista and Triple H just tearing the entire WWE to shreds. Literally just running through everybody that stood in their way, whether it was Randy Orton, whether it was John Cena, JBL, MVP, Matt Hardy, it did not matter. They ran through everybody. And for these two to beat the hell out of each other at WrestleMania, how can you not say no? So moving in at number 3 actually comes from... Let me look through this book, because I know that there was another one. Here we are. Yes, this one. Coming in at number 4 comes from Extreme Rules. Now, of course, too, there are some matches like on Raw and SmackDown that NXT and NXT UK themselves that were 5-star matches. But I'm actually going to be choosing from the pay. Actually, you know what? No, there is one match in particular that actually was incredible. It was actually from just a few weeks ago, just from a number of weeks ago on NXT UK. It was the match between Galas and Ilya Dragunov versus Imperium. This was an incredible match, and the reason why is because yes, Ilya Dragunov has no affiliation with Galas. But the reason why all 4 of them teamed up together is because Ilya Dragunov was once trained, was once under the wing of Alexander Wolf, who is a part of Imperium. And we also know at that next Thursday, Ilya Dragunov is going to be facing off against Alexander Wolf in a no DQ match, and also at NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool 2, Walter will defend his title against Joe Coffey, and the other 2 members of Galas, Wolfgang and Mark Coffey, will defend the NXT UK tag titles against Imperium's Fabian Eichner and Marcel Barthel, Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster, and of course the grizzled young veterans. Of course, I'm making reference to James Drake and Zach Gibson. That match is going to be intriguing. But this match, Imperium versus Dragunov and Galas, best match ever. So coming in at number 3, I think it's 3. Yeah. So coming in at number 3, actually is a really interesting one, because this one comes from actually comes from SmackDown. It's the match between Daniel Bryan and Adam Cole. Now, if you guys remember, there were several flights delayed coming out of, I believe, Crown Jewel. Yeah, literally coming out of Crown Jewel, and this was an incredible matchup because obviously it was for the NXT title. And Daniel Bryan wanted a fight. He wanted a fight. He got a fight. It ended up being Adam Cole. Adam Cole took Daniel Bryan to the limit. Literally to the limit. And not only that, but also took Daniel Bryan's neck to the limit. Because Adam Cole hit Daniel Bryan with the last shot, which landed on his neck. No less. To pick up the 1-2-3. And that's what started the war. The war leading into Survivor Series. Which brings me to the number 2 spot, which is from Survivor Series, and in my opinion, has to be Becky Lynch versus Shayna Baszler versus Bayley. Shayna Baszler may have won that one, but in my opinion, that match stole the show, hands down. And before we get to the number 1 spot, I do have a a honorable mention. The honorable mention actually comes from NXT UK take actually no sorry no actually it comes from I want to say WrestleMania. Yeah. Comes from WrestleMania. I actually have two honorable mentions, both from WrestleMania. The first one is the main event between Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch, and the WWE title between Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston. Kingston and Bryan in the honorable mention slot. The number one spot. You're not gonna believe it, but I chose it because it was indeed that good. So Kingston and Bryan, you all know Kofi Kingston was on a huge roll in 2019. Started out inside the Elimination Chamber when Mustafa Ali was injured at the hands of Randy Orton, and so Kofi had took over. And then Fastlane got himself beat up by the Bar. It was absolutely crazy. It was absolutely crazy. And then it all led into WrestleMania when he became WWE Champion, only for him to lose it on the season premiere of SmackDown on Fox. Now he's a tag team champion. I mean, how can you not put him in the honorable mention slot? And then of course the triple threat match. The only reason why I put this there is because of the botched ending. Because you guys know Ronda Rousey's shoulders were up. If you guys watched that pinfall very carefully, Ronda Rousey's shoulders were up. Literally, they were up, and the referee did not know it. The referee did not see it. So in a way, I guess Ronda Rousey could have won that one, but we will never know. So the number one spot comes from NXT UK TakeOver Cardiff back in August. Anyway, comes from NXT UK TakeOver Cardiff. Guys, that was my dog. I apologize. Again, my dog barks at nothing. Literally, absolutely nothing. Anyway, the number one spot from NXT UK TakeOver Cardiff back in August, the main event. The ring general, Walter. The big strong boy representing not just Mustache Mountain but British strong style, Tyler Bate for the WWE United Kingdom title. Guys, Tyler Bate took Walter to the limit. Literally hitting Walter with a Tyler Driver 97. Just, you guys know, this was my face. Eyes wide open, jaw on the floor. I was tripping. Like, how can a guy like Tyler Bate, who is under 205 pounds, lift up a 300-pound dude like Walter? How? The answer is hashtag big strong boy. He is indeed a big strong boy. Dude, Tyler Bate, hands down one of the biggest stars in NXT UK today. I truly believe that he will become a world champion in WWE someday. Who knows? Maybe he'll become an NXT champion when he gets called up to NXT within the next year or so. I've been hearing rumors that he could be, that he's actually in contentions to be there. But with that being said, that is going to do it for this video. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite match was out of this bunch. And if you guys enjoyed this video, smash the thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you guys do not miss out on any new content that comes your way. Because with the new changes coming up really soon, I mean, who knows? Maybe the changes will be a good thing. Maybe it'll be a bad thing. You never know. And be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Links will be down in the description below. And if you guys have not done it already, make sure you guys check out my sponsors, the Collector Store. Link will be at the very top of the description below. Awesome store, very, very awesome. I never had a single problem with them, and they will respond to you if you email them. They will respond. They will respond. So check them out. And on that, this is your boy Nash signing out.